So last year, around Thanksgiving, almost to Christmas, a group of friends and I decided that we were gonna go to London. And I filmed almost everything that we did in London, and I was like, okay everyone, I'm gonna put it on YouTube, share it with you guys will see all these no problem. Well, almost a year has passed, and I am only just now getting around to it. So here we go. So we flew into Luton and we had to take a train into the main city of London, and even though their main language is English there, we seemed to have a really hard time at trying to figure out where exactly we were supposed to be, what we were supposed to be doing. But eventually we got to the train, we figured out where we were supposed to go, and we made it to the hostel. Our hostel was the most disgusting thing in the world. I thought my friends were going to cry themselves to sleep that night when they went to sleep finally, because it was so bad. It was dirty, and the people that were there looked like they had literally moved in for the long term. And it was, yeah. From the airport, we ended up at King's Cross Station. And if you're like a mega Harry Potter fan like I am, you know the significance of King's Cross Station. And my friends aren't super Harry Potter geeks like I am, so they thought I was nuts. Anyway, I made them walk around until we found platforms 9 and 10, and we actually went onto the platform looking for the platform 9 3/4 sign thing, because I heard that there was one. Unfortunately, we actually went onto the platform, and we were looking for platform 9 and 10, and we walked up and down the platform like 4 or 5 times and could not find it. Eventually, my friend went and asked some police officers that were standing there where platform 9 3/4 was, and I've never seen anyone laugh so hard in their lives. They thought that we were nuts. Apparently, platform 9 3/4 is not actually on the platforms between 9 and 10, which is kind of sad. It's actually out where like the main public area is, where there's like an actual 9 3/4 Harry Potter shop with like the actual trolley going into the wall where you can take pictures. While we're on the Harry Potter subject, I made my friends go into a bookshop while we were there so that I could buy a UK version of the 3rd book. We spent a lot of time in Piccadilly Circus while we were there. There's so many different shops and stuff to look at, and we spent a lot of time in those. And the nice part while we were there that we didn't even realize is that they were doing the lighting of the Christmas lights that night for like the first time, because it was November, almost Christmas time. And so they had fireworks, the lights were being turned on, there were lots of people, it was very festive, and that was really kind of a neat thing to see. And we hadn't planned it that way, so it was a nice surprise. We woke up early the next day and did all of our real sightseeing because we had spent the previous day at Piccadilly Circus. And our first stop was at London Bridge. I don't know about you, but when I used to think of London Bridge, in my head there was this magical bridge that was beautiful and the architecture was amazing. Anyway, we got to London Bridge, and guess what? London Bridge looks like another bridge. There is nothing special about London Bridge. There's cars driving back and forth. It's made out of cinder block or whatever they make bridges out of. It looks like any other bridge. The only difference is there's a sign on it that says London Bridge. We got there and I was so depressed about this. So were my friends. We were actually expecting something better. Anyway, despite this, I got on that bridge and I sang London Bridge is Falling Down, because that is what my 7-year-old self would have wanted me to do.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my baby.
Bucket list item crossed off. Lucky for us, Tower Bridge is right next door to it. So we took pictures from London Bridge of Tower Bridge, and then we walked over across by the Crown Jewels and that whole area. Unfortunately, we didn't really have time to go in and see the Crown Jewels. I've heard they're nice, But there was lots of people there, and really we didn't want to spend any extra money. But if you want to go and do that, I'm sure it's really interesting, and I've been told very good things about it. And we walked across Tower Bridge. Again, it's just a bridge, but it's a really pretty bridge, and we didn't really know the history behind it, so we just kind of walked across it and took pictures, and I filmed it. And yeah, that's about it. The reason that we came to this area to begin with is because we wanted to eat breakfast, and my one friend had been to London before, and she had gone to this amazing tea place near Tower Bridge. And so we spent probably 30 or 45 minutes looking for this tea place after we crossed over Tower Bridge. It was actually kind of hidden behind like these big, nice brick buildings, and then there was this cute little tea shop with good breakfast foods and stuff. So we went in there, and it was really good. I'm happy that we found it eventually. Once we had eaten, we got on the tube again because we had all-day passes, which I would highly recommend if you're going to be doing a lot of cross-city travel. And we rode the tube station to what is Big Ben and the London Eye and Westminster Abbey and those things. And we came out, and literally Big Ben is like right there. And then if you look to your left across the river, the London Eye is right there. We didn't go on the London Eye because we were trying to save money, but it was a neat thing to see. And then we walked and we looked at Big Ben. It's as amazing as I thought it would be, and the Parliament building and that. We didn't really plan any part of this trip. So when we got out by Big Ben and the Parliament building, we noticed that there was an awful lot of people. And so we took pictures of everything, you know, we looked around a little bit, and then we started following this crowd of people. And then lo and behold, there was a parade going on. And so we went and we watched this parade until it ended. We were actually hoping that the Queen would show up. Alas, she did not. But we got to see this parade with all the military guards in like full uniform and with their big fluffy hats and stuff like that, and that was really neat to see. Apparently it was Remembrance Day with the red poppy and stuff like that, so a few things were closed, like we couldn't go into the Abbey there, which I really wanted to do, and had it have been a weekday, I would have really liked to have gone in and see the choir in there, because they do evensong, I guess, and you can go in and you can actually watch them perform. I've also been told that if you go into the evensong there, it's free. Like, you don't have to pay to go into the cathedral during then. So if you want to go in, you want to look around and don't really want to tour and you just want to watch the choir, you can go in and watch them for free. Next time I go there, I am so going to go see that. Once the parade had ended, we walked from where we were near the Parliament building through Hyde Park to get to Buckingham Palace. Hyde Park has some really tame ducks and squirrels. Like, these things will just walk right up to you, which is kind of scary because you never know when those little squirrels are gonna like attack. It's really not hard to find Buckingham Palace from Hyde Park because you pretty much just follow all of the flags to the main circle bit and all the tourists and stuff. It's pretty impressive. You know, you go to the US and you see the White House and, you know, okay, it's interesting and stuff, but the British have like the entire street closed off with like flags and all the lamp posts, and there's like kind of gold adornment and stuff. And then you walk up to Buckingham Palace and you see like there's a big fence, obviously, with, you know, like a gate thing. And then on the right there's some sort of other palace building, and there's guards on both of them. You can actually get pretty close. And they weren't wearing the red uniforms, which I thought was kind of depressing, but, you know, I guess you can't wear red all the time. I think that when the flag is on top of Buckingham Palace, it means that the Queen's home, but we did see her car in the front drive, so she could have been there. I don't know if it was really her car or not, but we pretended that it was. After all that, we walked into a few stores and did a little bit of tea shopping and bought some postcards and stuff like that. And I actually drug my friends across town to go see Harrods because I'd heard really good things about Harrods. We got there and it was so packed. Like, we wanted to sit down and eat something, but there were so many people there that it was just impossible to even move. So we did not spend very long in Harrods, and I actually felt really bad for dragging them over there in the first place. Once we had done all that, we went and we found a place to eat, and we pretty much just ate, and then we went back to the hostel really early because we had to leave, I think, at 3 in the morning to take the night bus, that is a real thing apparently, from where we were at back to King's Cross Station to get a train to the airport, because Ryanair flights only go out at weird times, so we left really early. That was kind of the end of our trip, and we had a lot of fun, so I hope you enjoyed seeing it, finally. Yeah. Anyway, thumbs up, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!